Hello everybody, welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today we're going to talk about Najeela and her warriors in deck number 351. She's a 5-color commander that does everything we're really looking for in a tribe that crosses all 5 colors. Warriors have been, here lately in the past couple of years, more popular than ever thanks to Battle Bond and some of the other sets, but it's kind of a generic tribe that has been around for a while and is in all 5 colors. And this is the commander we've been waiting on. And that relentless assault ability is just amazing. And they gain trample, lifelink, haste. What? You can only activate this during combat. Now, first and foremost, before we get too deep into it, we're just going to get right to the number 1 card. The Druid's Repository is just, this is the card you're looking for. Because this way, when you've got 5 warriors attacking, you put 5 counters on Druid's Repository, remove a counter, and activate Najeela. As long as you can find a way not to have your guys die, or just create more, you get infinite attack steps. That being said, let's get into the deck. Now, ramp-wise, we have both kinds, country and western. No, just got a little bit of artifact ramp. Of course, the Wayfarer's Bauble. Now, this is one deck I'm going to be really happy to go into the non-basic lands on. And I think we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and finish out the artifacts first. Wayfarer's Bauble is going to find us a land, of course. Thank you, Chromatic Lantern reprint. Manolith, Pillar of Origins, and the Gilded Lotus. If you'll notice, all of those are any colors. And that's what I tried to do. Now, Fertile Ground, kind of a different read here, but I mean, Enchant Land, we don't really play that much of, but Harrow, Cultivate, Search for Tomorrow, Farseek, Rampant Growth, Civic Wayfinder, and last but of course not least is Sylvan Library. Now the reason why Sylvan Library is in the deck, or Sylvan Library, you can tell I'm old, Sylvan Scrying. The reason why Sylvan Scrying is in the deck is to go find your Maze's End. Because let's face it, we are running now all 11 mazes, 12 counting the end, but it's not really a maze. So, best case scenario wins you the game. Worst case scenario, it's a Thawing Glaciers for dual lands. I mean, wow. So, naturally, let's go ahead and cover the 10 gates. Obviously, I'm going through these pretty quick because y'all know them. Only addressing these right now simply because I did talk about the Maze's End, and I want to cover the new gate, to which the new gate is remarkably close to, the Transguild Promenade or the Rupture Spire, things like that. But anyway, let's look at our tribe. I mean, this is a creature-centric tribe. We have, and in researching this, I found out a lot of these creatures that I didn't know were warriors. Renegade Rallier, very, very not bad. Brutal Horde Chief. Of course, we have the pair of the Recruiter and the Captain. Now, there is quite a bit of actual Battle Bond stuff in the deck. It is just, I mean, playing a lot like Garna. They all have pretty decent abilities. Like Garna here, she's not the creature you run out as soon as you have 5 mana. She is your counterspell, if you will, to the Wrath. Goblin Motivators. Now, Tarian Mauler is a little on the cheaty face side. I get it. Jungle Wayfinder, warrior that finds a land. That's pretty good. Grand Warlord Rada, a warrior that you can't get all 5-color mana out of, but you can get a good chunk of the way there. Pretty much the first warrior everybody thought about it. Giving them all trample. That's pretty decent, yo. Sisay, or Shanna Sisay's Legacy. You know, it's never really come up in any of my other decks that she's a warrior, but, you know, in this deck, kind of proud she is. Alesha. And this really works simply because you have a lot of 2 toughness, the 2 power creatures. I don't know what I'm talking about today. That are going to be done. We have the Sickle Dancer. Of course, the pair of the Protege and the Mentor. Now, in Khan's block, which we actually had the Warrior Matters theme here a lot. And then way back in Morningtide, we got a Banneret that's just going to make our entire tribe cheaper, you know. Not all the tribes have a one less to cast, and I was really pleasantly surprised that, because, I mean, I've done elementals with this, y'all know, but I don't think I've done warriors. Blood-Soaked Champion. Chief of the Edge, of course. Give us a little bit of bump. Tenacious D. Dragon Scale General. Flame Rush. Decorated Champion. Aurora Champion. Mindblade. The Slinger. The Corruptor. And our last tribe member is, of course, the Goblin Piker. Now, yes, the Goblin Piker is not the most amazing card in this tribe. I know that. But you know what? I run him because nobody else does. I can't give you a better answer than that. It's just nobody else runs him, so that's what I'm doing. Now, stuff to help the tribe. Of course, Lovisa, while not being a warrior herself, was too good to ignore. And she is kind of top of the curve. You'll notice that I ran a lot of small CMC creatures in there. I didn't do the whole the Kenny Rogers giant, you know, Cowards Can't Block Warriors. Didn't do him. He was a little expensive. You know, what was that, 7 mana? This is not the kind of deck that wants to be spending that much mana and even more mana on his ability, making things essentially unblockable. So I didn't go that route. Obsidian Battle Axe. It's an equipment made for the tribe, so I felt I had to. Of course, Oketra's Monument, while not helping out a whole bunch of your creatures to make them cheaper, it will double up on every creature that you cast. It doesn't have to be white to get the free warrior token. Of course, the Stoneforge Masterwork, a tribal enchantment, as well as the Vanquisher's Banner. Now, we're getting pretty close here, aren't we? Impulse. Evidently, that's all. It's been a little while since I've built this deck. I've been running through the Guilds of Ravnica ones, and apparently I felt Impulse was all the card draw I need. It feels, now that I'm looking back at it, it feels almost wrong. I may have to remedy that. I may have to do a land count or adjust. Y'all can see the finished product over on Tapped Out, of course. Diabolic Tutor to get whatever you need. More than likely, it's going to be, your Maze's End. Overrun, which reminds me, the Maze's End. Now that we got a lot more gate stuff in Guilds of Ravnica, I'm going to have to get me another 5-color commander and do pretty much the gate deck, because there's a lot of cards in there that you could just turbo make that thing happen. Anyway, I guess we're going to call this removal, of course, negate, naturalize, Doomblade, mortify, and Beast Within. That feels a little light, but we are playing so many ridiculous amount of creatures. Now, the rest of my non-basics are, 5 colors. I consider, of course, the Terramorphic Expanse and the Evolving Wilds to be 5-color because they're going to go get you whatever you need. Now, Exotic Orchard is cheap. Why is Exotic Orchard cheap? I don't know that I've ever played Exotic Orchard and that turn looked around and didn't get all the colors I needed out of it. It's just almost a no drawback land. Of course, now, there again, I do typically play with our Friday night gatherings are normally 6, 7. I think we had 9 people, and that's one game. So, yeah, that many decks it does make for some long games, but it turns on some cards like Exotic Orchard. Now, of course, the Unclaimed Territories is a good tribal card, and then gotta have that, probably the best land in our format. I'm so glad they didn't make this like rare or mythic or something. And then, of course, we have the Rupture Spire and the Transguild Promenade. And that is what I have got for Warriors. Of course, it is just heavy creature, heavy attack, low card draw. It's almost sounds Boros, doesn't it? I've been on a red kick here lately. Just wrote my second article for EDHREC.com where I covered all of the 340s, deck number 340 through 349. I guess while I'm talking, I can just show some of the basics. And it's one of my favorites right there. I've noticed 6 of those 10 decks had red in them. So, I mean, which is kind of weird because, I'm not necessarily a red fan, although I guess I am a fan of, pretty much any color, to be honest with you. But I love Jung Park's work. He's just a master. But that's what I've got. Remember to support your local game store. We've got several here around local, and it's now more important than ever that the current climate of what's going on with Amazon and everything, but support your local game store. They're the ones that give us a place to play, and they help build the community, and that's kind of what it's all about. And I realize that I say that a lot, but I feel like I don't say it enough. EDH is kind of more of a community-driven format than any other one because it's not one-on-one. It's not the quickest path to victory. It's not sitting down and not even knowing your opponent's name. It's a group of friends around the table having a good time. We just have to be playing Magic. Anyway, that's what I've got. I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But right now, I think we're going to shuffle and cut.